welcome to our first session here on Full-Time. Yes, you've got us here once again. Want to send a shout out going out to our sponsors, Racecrack Motors. Of course, they are down there on Grey Street. We welcome to our show, of course, first of all, Mr. Rino Wilkinson up there in Porou. Morena, Rino.
Yeah, morena, boys. Always good to be back on Full-Time from a beautiful Porou today. Mate, it was a chilly start, good frosting. We got blue skies to enjoy. Also joining us from over there in Australia, we have our mate, JT, Jason Tawhiwhirangi. Morena, bro.
Oh, morena, Captain Keithy. Lovely to be on the show once again. A cracker day here on the Goldie. She's going to be up around the mid to late 20s, and can't wait for tonight. Bring it on.
Absolutely. Now, Reno, you're having a busy day. I mean, almost every day for a while will be busy, but your weekends are pretty full, aren't they? Especially today, eh, bro?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Last night we brought in the Heartland team, wired up a bush in Northland under 14s. Big day here at Porou Domain. Continues on for the Meads Cup in the Heartland Championship. The Thames Valley boys are out there, and yeah, had the teams come in last night, put on a big kai for them. As you do at a marae. Everyone knows all about the manaakitanga and everything like that when it comes to the marae. Today we just finished, just right now as I speak to you, we just wrapped up the breakfast, and our teams are getting focused to get ready for the game against the Swamp Foxes in the under 14s. But just good camaraderie, listening to a few of the old...
Oh no, I've gone and cut off our man Rino Wilkinson. But however, hopefully Rino will ring back very shortly. And
sorry,
we've got a little bit late, better late than never, I suppose. Ra Walker, morning, bro.
Oh, well, I was watching the game last night as we were a lot of other people there, Keithy. So, I just thought I'd sort of sleep in a bit because we've got another big one coming up tonight with our national side. And look, what a great start to the tournament. The only issue I had with that first up game, there was something about that ground, that stadium they played in that kind of reminded me of home here. You know, it was a sizable stadium, but there's something kind of small townish about it. You know, it's not like the stadiums in Australia or in Wales or even England for that matter. But good to see a great crowd, and look, I thoroughly enjoyed the match, and expected Japan to win it, and they did. So, but good on the Russians. They won't be rushing anywhere in a hurry.
This guy only just gets in. He just gets in late, by the way. Gets in late, and then straight away goes to something that we haven't even started talking about.
Last few minutes of missing the start of the show, Easy.
Well, we weren't even talking about that yet. We were still building up to it. Sorry, Reno, of course. Our mate Ra Walker came on, and I accidentally cut you off by putting him on. Wish it was the other way around. But
now he's trying to blame me for his knowledge of the technical stuff now.
Anyway, my fault there. Reno, you still there, bro?
Yeah, back here, mate. Yeah, all good. I'm not too sure where we left off, but I think you're asking me busy times ahead. And
yes.
Yeah, like last night, as I mentioned, I'm not too sure if you caught it, but we've got wired up a bush in town. Heartland Rugby down at the Porou Domain, Thames Valley Swamp Foxes. Also got the Northland under 14s and stayed at the marae last night. Did the big kai for them and everything like that. Whakawhanaungatanga. You know what it's like when it comes to the marae, bro. Manaakitanga, everything like that.
Yep.
And we just finished breakfast for both teams. So they were all ready and amped to go. Wired up a bush. Looking forward to the big game against the Swamp Foxes. Early kick at 1 o'clock. So they can catch their flight to head back home down to Masterton and watch the All Black game later on tonight. Under 14s, don't normally have a representative team, so we thought as Thames Valley Union will get some kids together up in the north, make a team, bring them on down and have a bit of a hit out, just to give them a bit of a field. And we've been doing that quite a bit as a Thames Valley Rugby Union, building up teams, girls and boys, and giving them the opportunity to have a game.
And of course, you're also really busy campaigning because we've got the local body elections coming up very, very upon us very shortly, isn't it, Reno? So, that's another thing that you'll be really busy with too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been pretty full on, mate, since I threw my name in the hat about over a month ago, I'd guess. We've had our Meet the Candidates evenings, out with my flies, walking the streets of the town. Got some of the whānau helping out as well, getting into the letterboxes, a lot of media stuff coming into this, and it's hard, mate, when you go into town to get something to eat and everyone wants to talk to you, especially the elderly folk. And look, it took me all my time just to get to the marae when I called in to pick up some stuff. Everyone talks to me about the local pool. Can we have it 24/7? I said, mate, I've got to get into the council. But yeah, it's busy times. Voting started now. You should have got those in your mailboxes as of yesterday, and it goes through to the October 12th.
Right, yes, busy times for you, indeed. Now, JT, your favourite rugby team, East Coast, of course, they travelled down to Wanganui today to play down there. It's going to be another tough one, but I tell you what, Wanganui not been doing too well, quite frankly. In fact, this has been nearly a horror season for them, hasn't it? Well, they've still got a chance of maybe getting a win for the season, eh, bro?
Yeah, well, let's hope that horror season continues for the boys at Cook Gardens and Wanganui, and hopefully East Coast can break that drought. 5 years, 5.5 years, running out of games to try and end what is a truly hard time for the players and supporters. Well, I watched a bit of the game on Radio Ngati Porou last week with Polder Brooking commentating, and yeah, just unlucky. The boys were in the hunt, but just couldn't quite, ice the cake.
Yeah, I know. Just a shame, eh? And of course, today, our boys, Poverty Bay, they play Mid Canterbury down there at Rugby Park, eh? Should be for some reason, Poverty Bay, especially last weekend, against, who did they play? Not Mid Canterbury. Wairarapa Bush. Up against Wairarapa Bush. Man, they were just so close. In fact, they started getting onto a roll. But, just not quite happening for them so far, eh?
Yeah, well, that's the mixed fortunes of Willie Weka's boys there, Keithy, and, a little bit sad that the Red and Whites of the Bay boys haven't been sort of finding that form that we all know they are capable of season in, season out, and given our club structure and size and compared to some of the other unions in the competition, we were expected to do a lot better. In fact, we're sort of usually expected to be up there with the likes of Wanganui's because of our city population, but not to be, and that's the mixed fortunes of rugby, and maybe a good thing too. It's that sort of David and Goliath battle, and if the Bay don't sort of start making a few inroads and getting a few wins, well, they could sure find themselves towards the bottom of the heap. Well,
yeah, they certainly do. Of course, Thames Valley, they're still around mid-table though. There, Reno.
Yeah, mid-table, mate. Always tough, though, when you're defending the cup and everyone's after your head on the chopping block, as some would say, and they've had some narrow wins. Last week, only a 1-point loss against North Otago. You turn the clock back over the years. The Port Valley boys used to get hammered by 50 points. So it's there or thereabouts. They lost the opening game to you guys, and they were just rubbish that day, and come along, had some good wins after that, beat Wanganui, and also gave it to the Coasties. But another game, 1 o'clock. Look forward to it. It's like the bush is in town. What's that saying, boys? Hey, bring back the bush.
Okay. So that's happening at Porou?
Porou Domain, 1 o'clock today, earlier time, so they can catch their flight and get back down home, and they all want to watch the All Black game.
Of course they do. Who does? Yes, of course they do. Tell you what, though, was it before we do get on to the World Cup, because we're just gonna savour it till later there, Mr. Walker. So just hold your horses.
Savour it. It's already started, Kizzy. By the time we start talking about it, it'll be over.
I know.
Yeah, keep talking rugby. You started it. You must keep going.
Okay. Well, we might as well then.
No. Let's sort of savour it for later on.
Yeah,
No, get on with it. You come in late, Ray. So shut up. Let's talk rah-rah. Get it out of the way, then move on. It was only Japan and Soviet Union or whatever it was.
Season's over.
Canterbury. Right. Okay.
Manawatu beat them. So.
What a great game. I watched that game on Thursday night. Boy, that was one heck of a game. Lau Mapi. And I tell you what, because I think they were up by about 27, I think was the score at half-time, round about then. And they were just lucky enough to score some more points because Canterbury started getting on a roll. And, when they start getting on a roll, that's when you've got to watch out. So I think Manawa too. But they've been having one heck of a season so far this season, aren't they? Haven't they, Reno?
Yeah, they've been playing really well. They struggled a bit only the weekend before against the old Stags down in Invercargill, but got through in the end. They had a good win over even though it was the bounce of the ball over the back of the fullback. Just one of those things, that's what the overball does, and they come through with the win. But Nani's been playing outstanding. The teams to watch out for is Tasman.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
also Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay had a good win over Taranaki last night. So, mate, that's pretty good. And been watching the Farah Cup as well. And
yes.
that's all go, eh? Then you got the World Cup on top.
Yes, I know. So much rugby. So much rugby indeed.
Yes, rugby.
There's a lot of it. And I don't know, sometimes you can get a bit overwhelmed by it. What do you reckon, Ra?
Yeah, you can, Keith. As much as we love rugby, with the excuse of JT, probably, you can get inundated with too much footy. And look, the only games I care about are the World Cup, because it comes around every 3-4 years. So my focus of attention is on that until after the tournament. But there are those other games still being played. So I suppose we have to make mention of them, because they're just as important, and they're the foundation and the building blocks of what these players aspire to become, which is the All Blacks, etc. So, get out there and support your team.
It's going to be just... I know, it's real hard, especially for rugby fans in this country. They've got to watch the World Cup, obviously. They've got to watch, the Heartland Championship as well. And then most have their favourite Mitre 10 Cup team also, Reno.
Yeah, exactly, mate. It's like, it's overwhelming, actually.
Yep.
It's just, over the top, eh?
It is a bit.
Rugby. It's been all year, though.
Yes.
It's like it hasn't stopped, so it's more for choice for rugby fans, for rugby nuts out there, mate.
Yeah. And I dare say most are like you, Ra. They've just pretty much just chosen to watch the World Cup, eh?
Yeah, true, Keith. Because as I said, it comes around every so often, so you'd be a mug not to catch it. But even though we know JT loves his league and he's patriotic about it, that's why I like watching league. Sometimes when there's too much rugby, it's just a breakaway from the norm, and just to watch a code that's slightly different but similar. But and there's a different dynamic about watching league as opposed to watching union, as JT would attest to probably. But it's just a good time out sort of thing. But ultimately we come back to the World Cup. That's what it's all about. And look, our boys tonight, and rumours floating around that the old Spark coverage isn't too fantastic. So take that as all I'll say.
Well, it's been a mixed bag, Reno. It's kind of been a mixed bag, really. Obviously, some people aren't liking it. Some people are just loving it, and some others just don't really give a stuff, I suppose. What do you reckon, Reno?
Yeah, no, totally right, mate. Look, the reality is they've got the contract. You're either going to watch it, buy into it or not. And if you don't, well, you get to watch it on a delay on TV1. It's just what you have to accept, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. And there's nothing you can say, do. You can be a keyboard warrior and rubbish the hell out of it, or you can like it. At the end of the day, that's the opportunity for you to watch it. And now the deliverer. That's all it is.
Yeah,
you can't change it.
Some people enjoyed the coverage by watching it through streaming, and there were a number of other people that just, was either freezing up for them or it wasn't quite working. It's I don't know. It's kind of like a very much a mixed bag, but obviously what was great was we were able to watch the game live on TV1 the way that we like to, Ra.
Well, it's sort of like free to air, Keithy, and I got to be honest, I'm sort of in a different camp. Like if I'm paying for something, I want to make sure I get my money's worth. I just want to sit back and go with the status quo and think, they'll fix it and get it right. Heck, once you paid, $1 for something, you want to make sure you get that dollar back in return. And if it was free to air, we'd probably still rubbish them and moan, but we pretty much wouldn't have 2 feet to stand on. But, as soon as you engage in some sort of contract where you're forfeiting your hard-earned cash, it sort of opens a new bag of tricks. But yeah, as Reen and you guys say, it is what it is. You can't maybe wave your magic wand, but if it continues on, especially with the AB game tonight, the other games you could probably get away with murder, get away with it, but not our national team. But hopefully they get it sorted. If not, you just have to be like everybody else and watch it on free-to-air delayed.
Now, JT, Ra kind of brought up